Hey agent, my name is Erica Fields, real estate agent coach and business strategist. I provide solutions that maximize your time and income while also simplifying your business. Have you ever struggled with maintaining consistent income month over month since you've been in real estate? Have you had a month or two or even several months where you closed on multiple deals and you're so caught up and busy providing awesome service to those clients that when those deals closed, you had to start building momentum from scratch and building those relationships all over again? Isn't running a business like that exhausting for you? Or have you wanted to build a business that you could just walk away from for a few days or even a week? Not even if you're taking a vacation, but maybe you just want to take some extra time and serve your clients at a higher level or just spend some more time with your family, quality time with your family. My client Jacob and his wife Carissa have 3-year-old triplets. Between attending to the 3 of their adorable kids, both Jacob and Carissa are building newer businesses. Jacob has a very limited amount of time to actively prospect and make calls while he's also doing showings, preparing listings, running his Facebook group of over 500 people, and providing a high level of service to and communication with everyone involved in the transactions. Can you relate to being this busy? Not to mention he is in a small town in Wisconsin. The last time I Googled it, I think they said that there was a population of less than 4,000 people. So when he's doing a CMA, he has to actually include multiple towns. That's how small this area is. So in order to create a stable business and income, he has to have all fishing lines in the water, so to speak. Even when he's sleeping or with his family, his business also needs to be running. Or if he wants to take a break, his business can't take a break with him. Now, the solution to this is being used everywhere right now, and you might even already be doing some of this. It's just a matter of popping in the other major pieces you're going to learn here in a minute. You might have heard this being called a funnel or a pipeline or an automated lead generation system, but the difference with what I want to do for you today is I want to break it down in a way that actually works for you in your business, where you can go and take this and plug it in right now. All right. And I hope to also shine a light on why it may not already be working for you. Now let's jump into the solution for your automation roadmap, which contains 4 major pieces. The first piece is save-worthy content with a targeted call to action. So let's dive into these 2 ideas right here. If you want to increase the amount of leads you attract, and you want to attract these leads on a consistent basis, then you must consistently have content that a buyer or seller would want to save. Now, if your goal is to attract sellers or listings, then you want to put out valuable content for sellers or homeowners. If your goal is to attract buyers, then you might look for renters or keep in that buyer mindset, buyer value. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to create a bunch of different content. As a matter of fact, you should focus more on repurposing what you do create if your goal is income stability and saving massive amounts of time. So your content could be a video, a post, an article, an ebook, a PDF resource, a podcast. You really have a ton of different options here. You just need one piece of focal content. Now, I want you to do this later. When you're on your social media again, not now, I want you to scroll through your last 10 posts, okay? The last 10 posts that are in your newsfeed, and count how many posts a seller would save and come back to for their reference. All right, we're gonna assume that you're looking to attract listings and say a seller. By the way, somebody isn't likely to scroll through your last 10 posts if they're looking for content to consume. They'll probably give you a post or 2 and then jump back out of your profile if they don't find anything entertaining. But for the sake of this exercise, I want you to look back at your last 10 posts, all right? Now, if most of your posts contain status updates like this: I'm so happy for my amazing clients who are closing on a home today. Thank you to the title company and everyone involved in the transaction who made it a success. Or new home coming to the market, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom off North Main Street. Call or text, DM, ask any questions or schedule showing about if you are interested in the property. Right? So if your content, if your posts are mainly status updates, Your content is not yet optimized to save the most amount of time and make you the most amount of money. All right, so what is save-worthy content? I'm gonna read you a list of some examples here. All right, if you need to, go back and hit pause so you can gather this list. But here are some examples of save-worthy content. Common misunderstandings that buyers or sellers have. How is this market different than last year's market or last quarter's market or even the last month's market? What objections are you hearing or seeing lately? What frequently asked questions are buyers and sellers asking you? What are people always asking that you're always explaining? What do you wish more buyers and sellers knew? What valuable information do you feel every buyer or seller should know? Now you'll notice that these questions are a little redundant, but they're asked in different ways to get your brain thinking of different topics. All right, the last two categories here are what can a buyer and seller expect throughout their experience, right? From pending to close. If they are selling their home, what is it gonna be like being active on the market? And what direct benefits can you provide a buyer or seller? And when I say a direct benefit, I am not talking about the years of experience that you've had, but what does the years of experience actually do for that buyer or seller, right? How does it improve their money, their time, their energy, or their experience? These are the things that your buyers and seller truly care about. All right, so when you sit down to do your social media planning and ask yourself, what opportunities did I give my sellers or my buyers to save something? What out of my last post here would they save and come back to? All right. Now, content alone will not get you the leads you want. You need people to take action and raise their hand, right? That's what we call a lead. People who've raised their hand. They've taken a step and said, yes, I'm interested. Okay, so our first step is save-worthy content with a targeted call to action. You could have the best article about selling people's homes for the most amount of money, but if you don't tell them what to do afterwards, they will just go on to the next post or email or article or video, just go on with their lives. So the solution to this is to include what I call a targeted call to action. All right, so you've probably heard of call to actions before. It's the action you want the other person to take at the end of your article, your post, your reel, video, story, whatever it is. And almost all commercials today end with a call to action, right? You've heard them. Call or click today, get your quote in 15 minutes or less, enjoy responsibly, download this, click here. Now, I want you to think about the last YouTube video or TikTok or whatever it is that you watched that did not have a call to action. Okay, what did you do afterwards? You just went on to the next video, right? Didn't even think twice, just moved on with your life. Okay, so when we go beyond, we want to go beyond that common call to action as well. So once we say, all right, yes, we're going to start including call to actions. All right, and some of you are great at including call to actions. However, we want to move beyond the common call to action of if you're ready to buy or sell, call, text, or DM. Okay, because who is this directed to? Anyone who's interested in buying or selling at any time. It's not strategic and it's definitely not based off of your business goals or your needs. All right, anyone who's interested in buying or selling at any time. All right, so I have a whole training that breaks down how to craft a strategic and high converting call to action, which results in quality leads. I'm gonna link it or reference it wherever you're watching it. It'll either be in the comment below or the reference section, depending on where you're watching this video. Okay, so we have save-worthy content plus a targeted call to action, which will get people taking action and raising their hand once they see it, which brings us to our next major piece of our automation. Step 2 is intentional and consistent traffic, okay? So this is getting the right people to see your content so they can raise their hands and keep coming back to your content, right? You want the right people saving it. That's why the whole purpose of having save-worthy content, that way they can reference it later. Now, have you ever wanted to earn more listings but you can't seem to stop attracting a larger percentage of buyers? One reason outside of your call to actions is because of this right here. It is because of your current audience, your current following, your subscribers, your friends. So after this training, another thing that I want you to do when you go and look at your 10 posts and check for save-worthy content is to see who's engaging with your content as well. All right, when you're looking at these 10 posts, who's liking your posts or commenting or sharing? Okay, if your goal is listings and you see you have homeowners, past clients, your sphere is seeing it, engaging with it, commenting on it, then you're doing pretty good, right? You have more likelihood of generating lead with save-worthy content, your targeted call to action, and your audience filled with homeowners and sellers and past clients and sphere of influence who are engaging on your content. All right, now on the other hand, if you look at your content and you notice that you have more agents or business owners, vendors, and your closest friends that are commenting on your content, you're less likely to generate a lead. So most sales are made between the 8th and 12th conversation. But in marketing, someone has to be prompted up to 32 times before taking an action. Okay, so after your save-worthy content and targeted call to action, you get the right audience going. Now you're gonna need this third step. And the third step is your automated scheduling link. Now that you have save-worthy content with a targeted call to action that's generating leads and getting people to take action, you're creating intentional and consistent traffic. It's generating high-quality leads. Zillow would be jealous, by the way. Now you have your automated scheduling link. So I know for sure that you can get started with Calendly. They have a free version for one appointment type, and some CRMs and calendar features are starting to include this as well. So where will you put this link? Okay, your website, your email signature, your bio. If you're doing YouTube, you can place it in your description. If you're doing a podcast, you can place it in the description. You can turn it into a QR code and add it into your sign-up sheets for open houses, or you could put it on your business card as a QR code as well, or mailers. This is your opportunity to get really creative with this code. Now, look at what you've set up here, okay? So you create a piece of save-worthy content for your sellers, whether it's a podcast, a YouTube video, article, post. Now, since your audience, you've been doing the work and you've filled your audience with the right people, which if you need help with shifting your audience, guys, watch the targeted call to action training. So you've filled your audience with the right people. So several homeowners have raised their hand to your post. They've taken action on your post. So an example, let's say that this save-worthy content that you created is a checklist of the top 5 things inspectors say will cost homeowners the most money when selling their home in 2023. So you post your checklist on Facebook with an awesome targeted call to action because you watched the training. So it says something like this. Do you want more tips for keeping the most money when selling your home this spring? Claim your free Smart Seller Strategy session. These 30-minute in-person sessions will provide you with the personalized information you need to maximize your equity, save you time, and create a better experience for you and your family before and after your house is on the market or ready to sell. Click the link below to schedule your free 30-minute Smart Seller Strategy session and keep your money in your pocket. They're excited to save time and money and enjoy the process, so they click your automated scheduling link, and they likely have an intention of selling within the next 90 days. So all along while this is happening, all right, they're taking action and you're at home cooking dinner, or you're at home spending time with your family, or you're at home writing another listing agreement, okay? And boom, an appointment's on your calendar. Okay, congratulations, you've effectively cloned yourself. How many times have we said, man, I wish I could be 2 places at once, or man, I wish I had an assistant, man, I wish I had an appointment setter. Guess what? You can do it yourself, and it's not gonna cost you anything. Everything we've talked about so far has been free. Okay, so now We have the first 3 steps, which I bet you're excited and you're ready to run with it, but the most effective piece of the system is coming up, and that is the 4th step. And this 4th step is consistent and frequent follow through with call to actions, our best friend. So now we know that when we look at the stats, okay, we're gonna have some people, let's say they went all the way through, they raised their hand and they clicked on your automated scheduling link and scheduled with you. So you will have some people that are going to cancel, some that will reschedule, some that won't be able to sell, some that are gonna change their mind, some that just aren't quite ready yet. You know the drill, okay? So what do we do in the meantime? Plus we have all those people who didn't take action as well. All right, we have some people who raised their hand and enjoyed the content, but they didn't actually follow through and get the appointment. They didn't take the steps all the way. So what we want to do in order to maximize our conversion rates is to have consistent and frequent follow through with our targeted call to actions. Okay, so My Purple Elephants use what we call a consistent conversion framework. And this includes 4 weekly emails, a quarterly phone call, and 1 piece of mail annually. All right, then on top of that, we layer in specific valuable information, usually educational information for that based off of that lead source. Okay, so for our for sale by owners, they're going to get different information than our internet leads would. Now, remember, most sales are made between the 6th through 12th conversation, and up to 4 times that amount if we're talking on the digital side. All right, so your follow-up and your follow-through is really what's going to change the game. And if you don't have a CRM, customer relationship management system, this process is going to be a whole lot more difficult for you. Automation in general it's really not going to work. It's going to break. All right, so that's pretty much it. That is your 4 main pieces. You have 1 piece of save-worthy content, direct as many of the right people to it as possible. You get emails, and your call to actions and follow-up system, get those appointments booked right onto your calendar. Okay, so breaking down the time investment here, let's look at what this looks like with each step. So your save-worthy content with a targeted call to action, maybe about 3 hours to create that content, whether it's a video, a podcast, whatever it is. And I'm allowing for extra time. Okay. Now, sitting down and creating your intentional and consistent traffic, that's the engine of the whole roadmap. That's the engine of the whole automation. So whenever you're on Facebook, who are you engaging with? Add a past client in there. Go into Facebook groups and find and have communicate and create relationships with other homeowners. For your automated scheduling link, takes maybe 5 minutes to set that up, and Calendly getting started for that for free, and you just set that up once. Your consistent and frequent follow through. Again, my my purple elephants use our consistent conversion follow through, and they sit down once per month and write down those 4 emails. All right, so maybe that takes about 30 to an hour and a half if I want to allow for the most amount of time. So at about 4 hours, you've set up an automated lead generation system, and every single time you're on social media, you can kickstart it, and you can keep that volume going. Even if you're off social media, create your email list. You have to have your CRM to do that. Now, a couple of common mistakes, and then you can run and install your system, is not using strategic or intentional call to actions like you'll learn in the targeted call to action video. All right? Not promoting or marketing enough. We feel that we are being redundant, and we feel like we post too often, or we might feel that we over market ourselves, but I promise you, you're not marketing enough. All right? I promise you can't market enough. All right? Not shifting your audience. If you are creating content and only agents are seeing it, or you want listings and only only renters are seeing it right now, it's not going to be congruent for your business goals. You need to work on shifting your audience in an effort of maximizing your conversion or maximizing automation. Lastly, getting stuck inside your own head. All right, one of the biggest things for each and every strategy is getting stuck in your own head. You want to apply it and you want instant results right away. But I'll tell you what, one of the biggest things that are going to slow you down is your audience. Work on shifting that audience. As soon as we're done with this video, I want you to go and start shifting your audience, okay? Also, sharing the scheduling link as its own post doesn't do well either, because you're taking your audience away from that platform. If you're looking to share your scheduling link as its own main post, it will not be as effective. Okay, so now you have the 4 pieces to the automation roadmap. So what you're gonna wanna do is, again, review your last 10 posts and check for save-worthy content, okay? While you're reviewing those posts, look at who's engaging with it, who's commenting it, liking on it, commenting, I switched that, but who's sharing it. All right, then create a plan to have your audience say yes to you. Create a plan to shift your audience. Create a plan to watch the targeted call to action training, okay? If you have any questions, I am here to support you and get this going in your system. And as always, if you are ready to invest in your success in your real estate career, reach out to see if Purple Elephant is the right fit for your business. And of course, I'll include a link below.